What is up, everyone? I am coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. And if you tailed yesterday's entry on the YouTube play completely for free, we went ahead and cashed out for this 4-man 9x slip right here. So leave a comment down below about how much you won from this entry right here. I had a lot of comments that were like, man, you saved me from such a bad weekend. And I agree, right? College football was honestly pretty bad. None of the main duos and stuff like that, when we talk about like the UNLV duos or the TCU duos or even Miami, even Colorado, Arizona, stuff like that, none of those duos did very well. And I know a lot of people are betting on those to do well because it was a lot of great matchups. But hopefully this right here at least put you guys to the point where it's like, hey, okay, I had an okay weekend after that. So that was good to see there. And again, leave a like, comment, and subscribe because you don't want to miss out on any slips like this. So like I talked about in yesterday's video, very correlated. If Aaron Rodgers is going to go over his pass completion line, it's very likely that Garrett Wilson is going to go over his reception line. A pretty close one here because if you guys watch, Garrett Wilson had a couple of drops, especially one where he dropped the ball and it ended up being almost a pick six, right? So that would have been that last reception. Luckily, he did get one later in the game that put him over and got him 5 receptions, but almost a really bad beat if he didn't get that 5th reception right here. But again, we saw the Jets, they had to pass a lot. It's just how it is, right? Aaron Rodgers, he had to pass a lot. Whether the game went into overtime or whether they were losing or whatever it would have been, if Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball a lot and he goes over his pass completions line, it's very likely, again, like I said, Garrett Wilson, he gets a lot of targets. I didn't think his target share was going to go down because of Devontae Adams. He's going to get a lot of targets here, and then we paired it up with Counter-Strike. One thing that I loved seeing yesterday is I think I sent out in total maybe like 6 Counter-Strike and Valorant duos in total, whether that be in like a 4-man, whether that just be 2-mans. Every single one of them either went green and green together or red and red together, okay? So they were extremely correlated. I saw nothing that went separate. Nothing went green-red. Everything that I sent out went green or green or red, which is amazing to see. It just shows that it's very correlated. Like even a loss right here, right? This one lost. It went red and red together, right? It's just correlated. And I talked about that in yesterday's video, right? If Aaron Rodgers, if he doesn't throw a lot, if he only gets 15 pass completions, then Garrett Wilson's not likely to go over because he would have to get 5 out of those 15 receptions, which isn't that likely, right? But instead, if he throws 24 times or gets 24 completions, it is going to be very likely. So very correlated. We also have this set up tonight for the VIP with Valorant and with NFL. And if I can tell you guys anything, like any secret, Valorant and NFL or Valorant and doing some other sort of correlated duo, whether that's League of Legends, whether that's whatever you can think about using correlation, Valorant is very good because it's very correlated and they do not payout shift it. So hopefully they don't do anything about that, but they probably will because Prizepicks and they like to... they like to screw us over. But yeah, so anyway, you guys, I did want to say this is the past month of the VIP. It's actually higher than this now, which is hard to think about because it's just like how well we have done over the past month. 91 units in the past 30 days right here. And again, what a unit is, it is how much money you put on every single bet. So some people put $5 on every bet, some people put 10, some people put 20, some people even put $50 or $100 on every bet. It just scales up, right? And you guys can also see around about the past 150 days up 347 units in that time right here. So again, if you're a $5 bettor, which I know you guys have to at least be $5 bettors because that is the lowest you can even put on Prizepicks. So if you bet on Prizepicks, you have to at least put $5 on every bet. $5 on every bet over the span of 150 days, you'd be up more than $1,600. $20 better, over $6,060, 6.6K, and then $100 better, it would be up $33,000 in that time frame, and that is 150 days. What is that? Like 5 months, right? Insane performance we've been able to do, and you can see the graph just steadily rising over time, right? I'm not coming on here and saying that we're winning every day or that we go up 10 units every day, even though we pretty much did yesterday. There are days we go down a couple units, right? I'm not coming on here and telling you guys we win every single day, but over time, over the course of a week, over the course of 2 weeks, a month, we're always going to be up, and that is what we have done over the past 4 or 5 months, right? Over 1,500 bets of backing me up in that claim right there. So What I want you guys to do, I did talk about units, is like if you are a small unit bettor, this is going to be the best opportunity for you, because what you can do is you can join my VIP and you can build that bankroll up over a month, over 2 months of my VIP completely free. And the best ways to do that are a couple of ways, but this is the best way to get 2 months. All you have to do is text me the word bet right here. So just text me the word bet to my number right here. That's all you have to do. What I'm going to do is I will send you the instructions on how to get signed up for Bet Online. And then once you do that, you'll put $20 into the app, as well as take a $20 entry that I give you guys. If you want to put more in the app, you can definitely do that also. But take the $20 entry, and then all you have to do is send me a screenshot of proof of that entry. And then what I will do is I will Venmo or Cash App you back the $20. Okay. So you put $20 in, but I'm going to pay you back from my personal bank account that Venmo or Cash App. So it'll be like it is completely free for you guys, okay? Again, all you have to do is text me bet to my number on the screen, and I'll get back to you within 15, 20 minutes at the most. And all those instructions will come to you, and it should take anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes to do that. Super quick to do that, and you will get 2 free months of my VIP for doing that for me. You can also do the same thing with Sleeper or Better. So we're going to actually talk about Better today, but if you don't have Sleeper, you can text me the word Sleeper to this number. Again, my number is always open for you guys. I'll get you guys 1 free month of my VIP for that. I'm trying to get as many Sleeper deposits as possible, because actually the guys at Sleeper want to raise my rate. They just want to they want to see more people depositing, right? And this is actually what we've done on Sleeper so far on the VIP. I probably send out maybe like 4 plays a week for the promos, and we've made close to $800 doing that. You can do the same thing with Better. So there's a lot of ways to get my VIP for free. And once you do that, get a free month, get a free 2 months, and then start building that bankroll. Turn from a $5 bettor to a $10 bettor to a 15 to 20, and then start making thousands of dollars a month just tailing my plays. As easy as that. So let's get into the play for the day. I know you guys have been waiting for this, and let's try to hit one again. We've been doing really well with some of these night games. Honestly, is really what I've really looked back on. Some of these night games, we've really been able to read the game well and how the game's going to go. And I think I have a pretty good read on how the game's going to go also. So, of course, these plays are going to be correlated as always. I would say 98% of my plays are going to be correlated in some which way, because I think that is the best way to bet. If you guys don't know what correlation is, it is pretty much if one thing happens, right? So if we think about Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, if one thing happens, right, if the Jets need to throw a lot or Aaron Rodgers is throwing a lot, then Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson are going to be throwing to each other, and they're going to be completing passes. So if Aaron Rodgers gets one completion to Garrett Wilson, that's going to be a reception for Wilson and a completion for Aaron Rodgers. So if one thing happens, the other thing's going to happen, right? So if we go down here, we take Derrick Henry and we take Zay Flowers, right? So I'm taking Derrick Henry over rush attempts, and I'm taking Zay Flowers under receiving targets. So we've all watched football. We all know what happens when a team starts to lead the game, right? When they win the game, when they're winning the game in the third, fourth quarter, they stop throwing the ball and they start running the ball to run the clock out, right? So I do think the Ravens are going to win this game. I do think they're going to take a convincing lead, whatever that means. And with that lead, they're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. They're going to hand off the ball through the third and fourth quarter. They're going to start running the ball way more than they're passing the ball, right? So that is going to help us, because Derrick Henry is going to get more rush attempts, and Zay Flowers is going to be less likely to get receiving targets because they are not passing the ball, right? So again, if Baltimore is leading in this game through the second half, whatever it is, they're going to start feeding Derrick Henry the ball more and just try to run the clock out. It is exactly what we did last Thursday in the Broncos game. So the Broncos game started winning. The Broncos started winning, and we took Javonte Williams to go over rush attempts, and we took Cortland Sutton to go under receiving targets. Sutton ended up getting 0 receiving targets that game. Kind of a fluke. He should have at least got a couple targets because he is the receiver 1. But again, if Zay Flowers in Baltimore is winning this game, they're not going to pass as much. So that is the first part of the correlation here. There's actually 2 Monday night games, if you guys didn't know. First part of the correlation is right here, and then second part is this Chargers and Arizona Cardinals game. So I'm taking the less right here, so less on Justin Herbert, less on Ladd McConkey. I think this is going to be one of those things where the Chargers, again, are probably going to run the ball a lot, but first and foremost, the Chargers, they have almost no receivers going into tonight. The receivers are Ladd McConkey, Josh Palmer, and I even think Quentin Johnston is doubtful or something like that, he's going to be injured. They have almost no receiving threats at all, right? Ladd McConkey is their number 1 receiver going into tonight. I don't think he's ready for it. I don't think he's this amazing wide receiver 1, right? Again, very correlated, right? If Justin Herbert doesn't do well, if he gets 150 yards, then it's very unlikely that Ladd McConkey is going to get over 52 or 53 of those yards, right? Same thing, you could think about at the other end of the coin. If Justin Herbert does, for some reason, get do really well tonight, get 300, 350 yards, then it's going to be almost certainly that his number one receiver is going to get more than 52 of those yards if he throws for 350 yards. Same thing here. Like if Herbert throws a 50-yard bomb to McConkey, that's going to be 50 yards for Herbert, 50 yards for McConkey as well. So again, very correlated, whether you take the overs, whether you take the unders. I am going with the unders tonight. Again, I feel like I've been reading these games really, really well. Yeah, this is what we're going with tonight. Again, this is a 9X, so we just hit one yesterday. Pretty much what that means is we could take 9 more entries and they could all lose, and then we would break even from that. So we're up after that. And again, this is just another shot at hitting another 9X. So if it doesn't hit, then we'll have tomorrow and we'll try it again. And we can actually do that 9 more times until we break even, right? So that is the whole strategy here. We take correlated bets where one thing needs to happen up here, one thing needs to happen up here. So instead of 4 separate things needing to happen, we really just need something to happen up here, something to happen here, really just 2 things needing to happen. And then we just take that as 4-mans or as 2-mans sometimes and just churn those over 1,500 bets, and you turn out with something like this, right? Something like a graph like this. So that is all we do. I just probably send out 10 to 12 slips a day on the VIP instead of just giving you guys one play today. And I showed you guys how to get that VIP for free as well earlier in the video. So the last play of the day is going to be on Better right here. Better is doing pretty much discounts every day at this point. I can't think of a day where Better has not given a discount. Again, if you don't have Better, you can do this. Text me the word Better. I'll get you signed up. It'll be really easy. This was yesterday. I just didn't feel like taking another screenshot, but it looks like this again, right? This was yesterday, and all of these little blue like percent sign things, these are discounts. So it looks like this once again. Every single day there's been a Better discount, I think in October at least, because of the MLB playoffs and also just football happening and stuff like that. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is reduced. I think his line's normally 52, so he's reduced down now to 42, which is a good discount. We'll take it. And then what I am doing is I'm pairing him up with Derwin James over tackles plus assists. So hopefully this is still on. Let me refresh it. But I did find this on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. I really like this play because there actually is a little bit of correlation in here too. So if you guys think about it, Marvin Harrison, if he catches a ball through the middle, maybe it's 15 yards, maybe it's 20 yards. That's going to be 15, 20 yards for him. And who's in the middle of the field guarding the middle of the field? It's safety Derwin James. So he might be the one who gets that tackle on Marvin Harrison after he gets that catch. So again, this is correlated. It's not as correlated as what I talked about before because Better doesn't allow as much correlation as Prizepicks. But let me hop into the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer and show you guys how I found this play. All right, you guys. So here we are on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Going to go ahead, click refresh on the Better Picks tab. So you can obviously see there's NBA going on now in like 2-3 days. So there's a lot of NBA plays that are being generated right now that are good plays. So all of these plays are really good plays, and the optimizer is pretty much just saying these are the best plays currently on Better right now. So actually, this KD line, if you can get it, it's a great line, right? His line is 30.5 on Better. But on these other apps like MGM, BetMGM, or Caesars, his line is actually 28.5. What I'm going to go down is scroll down here, go to Derwin James. This is the play I took. Again, a really good play. We're taking him at 6.5 over tackles plus assists. And all of these other books, they have him at 6.5, but they're saying he's a lot more likely to go over 6.5 than under 6.5, okay? They're all saying at about minus 145 to minus 150 that he should get over 6.5 tackles plus assists. So if you guys don't know how it works, if you take a money line at something like a minus 145, that means that team is pretty favored to win. So it's the exact same thing. We're just doing it with tackles and assists. He's likely to go over tackles and assists. And what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 other sports books are agreeing that he should be going over 6.5 tackles plus assists. And these are some of the biggest sports books in the industry that have billions, millions of dollars going into these lines and setting these lines, right? So it's as simple as that. Use Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer for plays like this. Really easy to find plays, and we do have a little bit of correlation as well on that Better entry. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, leave down below how much you have won in that play yesterday, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.